We're going to pull it from the book of Nehemiah, when Nehemiah experienced a storm. Not a physical storm, but he heard something. He was sitting at the castle, or the king's house, and some guys came by from the old neighborhood. And they had just been released from the captivity in Babylon. And he thought, man, they must be better now. And when he asked the question, how are they doing? They said, oh, they are terribly in distress. And all the doors and gates have been now burnt down. And there's no place, and people are afraid, and they don't know how to live. The storm is over, but they're in devastation. And they said that his heart was broken. And then he went through a phase. He went through a period of rest. First he went through a prayer period where he prayed to God. And then God said, take some time to rest. And he rests. And we are in that stage now, resting and preparing. And after the rest stage, he said, I want you to assess the damage. Amen. Look around, see, and don't be afraid to assess it. Sometimes we don't want to see how bad things are. Amen. But God said, don't be afraid because if you don't assess it, I can't fix it. So you assess all the damage that's going on in our neighborhood, in our families, in your life, all the things that the storm has hurt you, all the things that you want to be better at. And then he says, now get to work because I am with you. And they started to rebuild and build. And that's the state where we are. The pandemic, for the most part, is over. We've learned to live with it. We got our masks, we do our things, people are vaccinated, and somehow you're not getting it sick, and we're going to make it through just like the flu had to pass, or one day smallpox had to pass. All those things passed, and we're here. But there are still some people who are still living as if they're in the storm, when the storm has already been over. They're afraid to move. They're now so afraid to move out of their houses. They're afraid to come into people. They're afraid to pray. They're afraid to give. They just got shut down mentally. But we're going to have to work to bring people out of that, because the storm is over and God has brought us through. And there are lessons that we have learned through it. Amen. Our church can be stronger than ever. Our ministries can be stronger than ever. This community can be stronger than ever if we just acknowledge that the storm is over. And God has brought us through. You are sitting here because God has a plan for each and every one of us. And when we rest, when we assess, not just the community, but in your own life, rest and take a moment. After your prayer life, assess what God, the damage that has been happening in your family, the things that you don't like, the things you want to be better, the things in your community, the things in you. And when that happens, God's going to show you step by step how to get to work. Amen?